Hey you guys, so today I wanted to do an updated favorite highlighters video. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I feel like the last time I did something like this was probably maybe a year or longer ago, so I feel like I really need to update this. I have so many highlighters, but I wanted to condense them down to my top 10. Like the 10 that I kind of reach for the most, or I've had the longest, that I've used the most over like the last year or so. Obviously, since I'm pale, these are going to be the top 10 highlighters in my book for pale skin, but I do feel like these, at least most of them, will still look good if you have like a medium or deep skin tone. Some of them might look a little ashy, but for the most part, I feel like most of them will look good across the board. And these all range from like drugstore to kind of medium to almost like a high end. So I have like a few from each category. If you guys want to see more videos on my highlighters, because I seriously have a shit ton, it's the worst. But if you want to see like my drugstore highlighter collection or maybe my cream highlighters, because I do have a few of those that I really like, let me know down in the comments below and I will do that. Okay, rolling up my sleeves. I'm going to start out with my favorite one, but I don't know how the order is going to go after that because it's going to be hard for me to pick favorites. So the first one is going to come to no surprise. Actually, guess which one you think it is. I'll give you a second. It's the Ofra Beverly Hills highlighter. I've used this so many times on my channel, on my Instagram posts. This is my all-time favorite highlighter. I love it so much. It's got 5 little wedges of different colors. I like this champagne one and this white one up here, but you can mix them all together if you have like a medium or deep skin tone. This will suit anyone. This white up here is like the lightest highlighter I've ever seen in my entire life. Even if you're 10 shades paler than I am, that will look good on you. It is extremely pigmented though, you only need a tiny bit, so this is if you like intense highlights. I'm sure you can wear it down a little bit too, like if you don't want it to be super striking, you can make it look a little more natural, but for the most part, if you're putting this on, it's because you want like a super intense highlight. And I'm just going to swatch these two that I was talking about, the white and the champagne, because I feel like these are the only ones that really work on my skin tone. But yeah, anyways, this one is just my holy grail, I use it all the time. It's the best. Okay, so next up is probably my second favorite, actually. We might be going in order. This is the Mary Luminizer by The Balm. This is the first highlighter that I ever bought. It's just so good. And I remember when everybody was using this and there weren't really any other highlighters around that looked this good. It's just so nice. It's like a light champagne. It suits my skin tone really well, and I feel like it suits darker skin tones really well too. I feel like the Mary Luminizer is more subtle or like more of a natural looking highlight, especially compared to this Ofra one. It's just something that I wear when I want my face to look really healthy and glowy, but not like super crazy highlight. So the third one I have is actually an eyeshadow, and I bet you guys can guess what it is because it's super popular, and this is the Kat Von D Thunderstruck. This is one of the Metal Crush eyeshadows, but I think a lot of people like to use this as a highlighter instead. It took me a long time to find this in the store because it was so popular. The Metal Crush eyeshadows in general are like some of my favorites. They are so soft, so pigmented, but this isn't super pigmented as a highlighter. Like it has definitely enough pigment, but it's not overwhelming. It doesn't look like an eyeshadow on your face. It's just a really nice kind of almost iridescent, peachy champagne highlight. And I am actually wearing it on this side of my face today. So it doesn't look like super yellow on the face. Like it kind of looks a little bit yellow or peachy on the skin, but it actually just kind of looks like a nice, icy, slightly yellow shade on the cheeks. Okay, now I'm not going in any particular order because I can't decide which ones are my favorites out of the rest, so I'm just going to randomly grab some. This is the NYX Strobe of Genius palette, and I got this a few months ago. I love this. It is so good for a drugstore palette. If I can open it. The highlighters are just amazing. You get so many cool different colors. There's like the fun purple, yellow, bronzes, and then this one right here, which is obviously the one that I've used the most if you can't tell. And when I swatched it on my arm, it did almost look a little bit chalky, but when you apply it on your face, it doesn't look or feel chalky at all. It's really actually smooth and easy to blend out. I feel like this one is really similar to the Mary Luminizer, but I think I like the Mary Luminizer a little bit more. But anyways, if you're looking for a bunch of new highlighters, but you don't want to spend a bunch of money buying individual ones, definitely go for this one. It is definitely a gem of the drugstore. Speaking of drugstore gems, I think this is one that you guys are not going to see coming, and I've never seen anybody else on YouTube or Instagram wear this. And this is the Essence eyeshadow in the shade Snowflake. This is the number 01. It is a stark white shimmery eyeshadow, and it is amazing as a highlight if you like them super intense and if you have really pale skin. Actually, one of my subscribers told me about this. I think they snapped it to me a while back. I can't remember who it was though. If it was you, leave me a comment because this was the best suggestion ever. I think this was literally like $3 too. It's super, super cheap. The pigment is intense. super crazy. So if you want it really bright, you can make it really bright. But if you just want to apply like a little tiny bit on, you can do it so it's not like super intense. I feel like sometimes when using eyeshadows on the face, you have to be a little bit careful, especially with shimmery eyeshadows, because they can look like just stripes of shimmer or glitter on your face. But this and Thunderstruck are so smooth, so blendable, they don't look awkward or weird. So next up is a loose powder highlight. This is one of the In Light Illuminators by Danessa Myricks. She is one of my favorite brands. She has highlighters, she has like eyeshadow pigment glitter things that are just freaking beautiful. She has highlighters that range from really, really icy white like this to like really beautiful deep bronzy ones. Let me show you. Like she also has ones like these. Aren't they beautiful? They're so, so stunning. And she just really does a good job of covering all the different skin tones and catering to like deep skin tones as well as the light ones. Anyways, this one is called Aura of Light, and this is what I'm wearing on this cheek right here. I wear these when I want a super crazy highlight. Like these powders are definitely more on the obvious side than like a subtle highlight. It comes in this little sifter type thing. I just dip my brush right in there, but I'm just gonna take whatever's on the lid and do a swatch. Out of all the highlighters that I'm talking about, this one is probably the glitteriest, but it doesn't have like big glitter chunks or anything like that. It's just definitely the most like reflective and shimmery compared to the rest. So like as you can see on my cheek, it's super, super crazy compared to Thunderstruck. This one's pretty intense too, but this one is just like bam! The packaging does get a little bit messy, like as you can see in the close-up. It's definitely, it pours out a lot more than you need even when it's closed. And I don't always reach for the loose powders. Like I definitely like pressed a lot more than loose, but this is completely worth it. These are wonderful. So next up is one of the new ones from Makeup Geek. This is a duochrome highlighter. This is the shade Celestial. I wanted to include a few different options of like different colored highlights. So this one looks kind of white in the pan, but it actually has like a purple reflect to it, and it's so unique. I love wearing this with like a purple eyeshadow or pink eyeshadow, blue, whatever. I just think it looks really cool and ethereal. I also just really like the packaging on these and just everything about them. I do have a swatch video of all of the highlighters from Makeup Geek if you guys are interested. It shouldn't be too far back on my channel, but I love the formula, love the colors, especially this one. It's just fun and cool and different. Okay, this is the JCat Beauty You Glow Girl Baked Highlighter. This is in the shade White Goddess. I think this might be one of the most yellow toned highlighters that I have, but it's really good on pale skin, and this is pretty cheap too. It's really affordable. JCat is kind of like a drugstore brand, so I really like a lot of their products. I think that their quality is really good for the price. Compared to the other ones, it does feel a little bit not as smooth, a little bit chalkier maybe, but once you put it on the face, it just blends out really nicely and it does not look weird or harsh at all. Alright, two left. This one is kind of fairly new to me. I got it about a month and a half ago. This is the Sleek Makeup Highlighting Kit, palette, whatever you want to call it, in the shade Solstice. So there's 4 different shades in here. One of them is a cream, which I actually like that one. Then we have this purple, this peachy one, and then this yellow. All of these are amazing. Should I just swatch all of them? This is supposed to be 10 highlighters, but it's turning into like 14. I'll just swatch the 3 powders. So we have this yellow, this purple, and this peach. I like to mix these two together the most. I think that's how I most like to wear it. But if I want like a really fun colored highlight, I'll go with the purple, or this peachy one is almost a little bit too dark on its own, but like I said, when I mix it with the yellow, it looks really good. And then last but not least, this is probably my least favorite of my favorite highlighters, if that makes sense, I don't know. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Starlight Illuminator. I got this a while back, and this was when I didn't have a lot of highlights, so I didn't really have much to compare it to, but I really liked it at the time, and I still do reach for this from time to time, not like on an everyday basis, but I do think that it flatters my skin tone really well. I do still really like this, like I said, but now that I've had more highlighters to try, I like different formulas a lot better than this one. This one just sometimes feels a little bit gritty and not blendable compared to the others, but it's still, like, the color is nice, and I still do reach for it sometimes. Alright guys, so that's my updated top 10, actually top like 14 if you count the different shades in the palettes, highlighters. I hope you guys like this video. If any of these are your favorites, or if you've tried them, let me know your thoughts, and let me know your favorite highlighters if I didn't mention them, because I'm always down to try more. I'm kind of obsessed. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!